Hello and welcome. Today is the third day of March 2017. My name is Derek and welcome. Let's take a look at silver and Bitcoin with yesterday's silver session having a decent down move, not only to the 18 average of highs, but to the 18 average of closes, then to the 18 average of lows, then to the 23.6 down percent Fibonacci level. And well, now today, just hanging in there as volatility is only 1.19% as it heads in to the normal New York time frame, and I don't see this as normal. Whenever, especially on a down move, you have a big move. You normally are going to have some sort of okay volatility, at least something like in here, where this period had a decent pierce both above and below its closes. That would be more normal. One of the questions I've been thinking is, just curious, out of the top 15 or 20 owners of this silver market that moves this market, what percentage of the market cap does the top, say, 15 or 20 have? And let's compare that to something else like the Bitcoin market, and even again something like an Apple market, or even better yet, the SPY market, the stock S&P 500. And I think you would see that the silver and even gold markets would be very extreme for what the top 15 or 20 would have. And it would be lower with something like the SPY, but even Bitcoin, I think, would even be lower than that. And the lower it is, the better as far as moves like this means that you can control the market. Now, who is they? Well, obviously, they are the bankers that have been talked about for years and years. So in a situation like this, I guess this is what can explain such microscopic volatility, which to me seems unnatural in what a free market would have. I'm just looking at how I'm seeing this. It doesn't seem real. But as far as price action is concerned, when you are buying these charts and paper contracts, digital contracts, price is what pays, and you're going to profit and lose like you would with any other chart. And buying and selling the physical silver works the same way. If you go to buy today compared to in here, your prices are going to be lower because all the bullion dealers sell for lower. And then again, if the prices come down here, same thing, they'll be lower, and then on rises, they'll be higher. Price is what pays. And of course, there's the premiums on those markets, something to keep an eye on as things could get interesting. But for now, 10, maybe 12, 15, depending percent that is on whichever it is you look to buy. And when you sell, try to do the best you can to not undercut yourself. At least try to be competitive the best you can with other places within your communities if you're looking to sell the best you can. But throwing that part aside, let's now move on to the Bitcoin chart. But actually, before I do that, I have some Fibonacci levels just for this point and this point on the intraday level. And the high is 1854, the low is 1766. And we got the key numbers we can see on the screen for those who are interested. Okay, moving on now to Bitcoin. And today's high coming in at 1298. And now that we're at this level, what is it going to be? To be a decent sized number, it is that right now on the short term time frame, because it had a decent pullback from that point, but right now only that. For me to say after the fact 1295 is big, I need to see some sort of resistance, and even if it's just that, that'll still count. I need to see maybe it just goes sideways at this area for an okay amount of time, and maybe go up and go sideways at this level. Something in that nature for it to be key. Now, technically speaking, I would also count that if it just has a huge green move to here in like a day or two, that kind of counts in my book, because when a key area is not a resistance level like it's supposed to, that's another common thing too, is a fast move to the next level. And that is also one of the alternate plays. But of course, for support levels, you got in here, you have in here, And I can quickly draw up some Fibonacci for this as well, as the low looks like 1100 and the high is 1298, which means on any corrections, the two numbers I'd be looking at immediately would be 1248 and then again at 1218. So let's look at these numbers a little more clearly. Yeah, 1218's got good relevance. So this would be the next two key levels as far as support. So thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.